Let's see what material we need to realize the piece from the first step. First of all, we are going to sketch, so we need paper. I prefer a large piece of paper, such as craft paper. Craft paper is very cheap. And I also have at hand my sketchbook, where I used to sketch all my ideas. We also need pens, pencils, eraser, and whatever you prefer when you draw.
Gomas para borrar, lo que prefieran ustedes, plumones o como sea que se acomodan.
You also may want to use an anatomical atlas to have references of the human body. I use mine from the school. For the actual sculpture, we need a support base. I use this kind that seems like frames I used to buy to aircraft supplies. In alternative, you can use a simple wooden board, such as you use in the kitchen. It's very important it is an enhanced base because you need to screw stuff on the base. For the structure, I use this kind of asparagus. This is the name in Spanish. Basically, it is a large screw, and you can buy to art supplies or craft supplies, and you can cut at the wanted length. You can fix it to the base just screwing it. It's really simple. I already cut this at the length I need. I also need a drill to make the hole in the base and fix the screw. We use also polyurethane. This is a special material made in two parts. When you mix together the two parts, it foams and become like a sponge, a rigid sponge, very light. You can cut to make the internal structure. I also use a kitchen knife, not a very sharpened one, to cut the polyurethane. I also have a hand plastic bags of different shapes and sizes. I use it to contain the polyurethane when it's foaming. I'm using thinner. This is for different tasks. First of all, to clean, and then to smooth surfaces. I also use a car bodywork special sealant. This is like a dough with a catalyst that you can find in a hardware store, and it's usually it is useful to car bodyworks. We use it to cover the polyurethane once it is cut, because it prevents the dust to go around and the plasticine to stick on the structure. As an alternative, you can use simple vinylic or acrylic paint that you brush on the surface of the cut polyurethane. I also need some silicone rubber to make texture stamps. You can see someone already done, and this is basically to transfer special texture on the clay when you are modeling. And of course, we need clay. I use oil clay. This is a soft kind for children. You can find the kind you prefer to the aircraft supply store. You can use a firm or a soft kind, whatever you prefer. You can do some tests and find the kind you prefer. And then plastic glasses, wooden sticks to mix. I also have latex gloves to touch whatever material I need to touch and to stay safe. And finally, the tools. I need tweezers, I need a spatula, and a screwdriver. And finally, let's meet our special sculpture tools. Of course, I have a large variety. I have special wooden spatulas and these metal tools used to carve material, to carve clay, to shape. I have different sizes according to what I'm working to. Some are very small and I use them for details. I also use a lot dental tools. They are special metal spatula you can use for fine details. I also have some special tools. They are meant to use on nails, so you can find in beauty shops and beauty stores. And finally, I have my brushes. They come in different sizes and hardness, and some I use for smooth the clay, and some other to apply materials. And I use some of a cheap quality and other of a better quality like fine arts. And at least we need some paper. I use a very thin, fine one. I use this to smooth clay. So it's very important you find the kind that is very smooth and very thin. And that's all. I, of course, will use my glasses and we are ready to start.
Vamos a empezar.